What's up, everybody? Today's Shonda's Corner is about being a responsible adult. This is for men and women. Do not make her a mother if you do not feel you can make her a wife. Do not make him a father if you do not feel that he could be your husband. Stop having kids with all these random people. Stop trying to trap people with babies, men and women, because it happens both ways. Giving somebody a baby or creating a baby does not mean that person is going to love you more, or they're going to want to stay with you or be with you. There's that temporary lapse in sanity sometimes where it's like, oh, well, I kind of want my baby to have a complete family, and a man will do right for a little bit, and then he just flips out, and you wonder why, because he never wanted you to begin with. As well as on the other end, if a female is not feeling you like that, she's still not going to be with you if you get her pregnant. She may not even keep the baby, and if she does keep the baby, she's going to tolerate you with a long handled spoon because she never wanted to be with you. Forcing somebody to have a child or getting someone pregnant or trying to get pregnant by somebody does not make them love you. Hear me clearly. And not only that, if you are not responsible and have yourself together, if you don't have your own place, if you don't have a car, if you don't have a job with 401k and health benefits and things for the future, you really shouldn't be having kids anyway, especially not multiple kids. You have people that are already struggling with one and two and a go and have three and four and five and six and keep going. If you can't afford to take care of the kids you already have, if you have food stamps, if you have work first and all these other government assisted things, which are all great, I don't knock them, but at the end of the day, the goal is to utilize them and get off of them. You shouldn't need them forever for the rest of your life. You shouldn't have 5 kids and need food stamps to feed your 5 kids because you don't want to work or you can't work over a certain amount of hours because they'll cut your food stamps. With the president we have now, he trying to cut all that stuff anyway. So what are y'all truly gonna do if food stamps and WIC and all of these things get cut off? Like, it's so many benefits that he's trying to remove, and we have so many people that just sit back and collect. Get up, get off your butt. You're not disabled. There's disabled and handicapped people that are working. So you really should be ashamed of yourself if you don't work, if you don't have yourself together. Even with child care resources, that is another government funded program. All of these government funded programs can get cut off at any moment. And for me, some stuff I was never able to get. Like, EBT is something I've never really been able to get, and I'm kind of grateful for it because it allowed me not to be dependent on it. And so if they do cut EBT or this or that, it won't faze me because I never could get it anyway. For some reason, I make too much, which I don't, but in their eyes, with the gross income, which we don't bring home, I make too much. When, and it's like I would have to have more kids to qualify, and then you can't have a man in the house. So you have to look at the whole system and how they're breaking it down. You have to not work, you have to not have a man, and they're putting it to where you basically have to just depend on them. And then they turn around and talk about cutting it off every other week, every other month. So this is not to stab, abuse, or offend anyone. I'm just trying to wake you up a little bit and let you know, figure out how to take care of you and yours yourself. And if you are already struggling or you don't have yourself fully together, which we can never be too prepared for a child, but if you are already struggling, don't really have nowhere to live, don't really have a working vehicle, don't have no kind of savings or anything, please don't have more kids, because you're just going to struggle, especially if you have kids with another person that is also not stable. At least try to be stable and find someone that is stable. Try to not so much as plan it, but just be a little bit more prepared, because when you're not prepared and you don't have your stuff together, it ain't going to do nothing but stress you out and have you all messed up and confused and trying to figure out how you going to, taking your kids from pillar to post on the bus, taking your kids to their doctor's appointments. And like I said, it's fine if that's what you have to do if you don't have a car or whatever. You can't help when some things happen, but you can, take precautions. So if you are going to have children, if you are going to be with somebody, make sure that you are making the best decision possible. And sometimes we don't know. Like my son, I was married and all my stuff was together, and it still went completely left. But at the same time, I was prepared to take care of my child on my own, which I have done and am doing. So it just is what it is. But don't take what I'm saying out of context or misunderstand it. All I'm saying to you is just use your brain, think a little bit, and try to prepare yourself a little bit for the things that you choose to bring into your life, because kids are innocent and they don't ask to be here, and it's not fair for them to have to suffer and grow up in jacked up environments because we couldn't have our stuff together. That is Shonda's Corner. I hope nobody gets offended, because some of these subjects are touchy and I'm really not trying to offend anybody. I'm just speaking truth and trying to get you to wake up and understand a little bit that these are innocent lives we're bringing into the world to suffer, and it's not fair. All right, that is it. Follow me at Shonda's Got Talent on Instagram, and follow me at Shonda's Got Talent. I'm sorry, like and subscribe and hit the bell for notifications on my YouTube page, Shonda's Got Talent. Thank you guys.